Warning, this video may be triggering for some. Viewer discretion is advised. I will try to censor myself as much as I can, but it will be very hard. I actually randomly go and I look for stories that I remember just to see if there are any updates. But this one, I was actually hoping that there would have been an update. I was actually hoping that these two humans had met an untimely death while in jail. I really was. This happened in Gary, Indiana. 39-year-old Christopher Bow. He had met 25-year-old single mother of two, Natisha Hillard, on a dating site. They would eventually meet each other in person, and he started to come and visit her, and they would hang out with each other. She said that she noticed that he was taking an interest in her children. At the time, she had a 4-month-old and a 3-year-old, both girls. But Bauer wasn't interested in becoming their stepdaddy or even a father figure. He wanted the 3-year-old and the 4-year-old for sexual purposes only. No, she didn't give a hammer and knock him in the head. That's not what she did. Hillard was actually okay with this. She was even in the room, and she watched him do it. She watched him do whatever he wanted to do. After all, this is what he paid for. He had to pay a little bit extra in order for her not to be in the room. And he would pay extra. He would give her the money, and she would leave and go elsewhere. Bohr used both these babies to produce movies. He would take pictures of the 4-month-old and the 3-year-old, and he would show them to whomever was into this sick shit as he was. They would swap pictures, and he would sell the movies. This is what they do all over the internet. This is what they do. So he was making money off this woman's children. And in turn, giving her money so she can get the hell on. Maybe go to like a beauty supply and a wing store so he could stay home with her daughters. And again, she was okay with that, closing the door and leaving with $500 in hand, because that's what she charged him in order for him to be able to her baby girl, the 4-month-old. I mean, they're both babies, but the 4-month-old. And yes, 4-month-old babies, boys and girls, can be penetrated. It's horrible, but they can. He would film this. He would film his acts with these children. There's even pictures of her in the background of some of these pictures. So she couldn't even say, "Oh, I didn't know what he was doing." She just said when he took the babies in the other room, she didn't know then. But she knew that something sexual was happening with them. He would brag to his friends. None of his friends would say anything, either because they were in cahoots with him or maybe they didn't want to get involved. But no one said anything. But finally, one woman would bring him down. And I'm about to share that with you in just a second. He was open about abusing these girls. He even discussed how he was also into animal love. I mean, this man was really, really sick. For real. He would go frequent a massage parlor, and he met a woman there who would give him massages. I don't know if they engaged in anything else, but the massages. And she would even give home visits where she would go to his house to massage him there. And when she went one day, he had a movie, I have to call it movie. He had a movie playing on his laptop, like it's like it's Traffic with Denzel Washington. He just has it playing like it's okay. This is how comfortable people are. He has it playing while he's getting his massage. And then he tells her, I would like you maybe to come one day and hold the camera and you can watch me, you know, are this baby. You can watch me. Now, this woman is totally disgusted by this, but she's like, really? Like, okay, I will do it. So now he's like, he's really happy because now he has like a cameraman there. So he's really happy. He doesn't have to try to hold the camera and are this baby. He can have free will with both hands while this woman is holding the camera. So she pretty much pretends like she's very interested in this. And she's like, well, what about the mother? Is the mother going to be okay? She's like, oh, yeah, the mother's going to be fine with it. She's going to leave. So he already know he's prepared to pay extra. He was sending his masseuse text messages that I can't even repeat without just really, he would send text messages like, describing the feeling of being with these children. Sick stuff like that he was sending. So this woman had to, I am so glad, this woman had to report him, and she reported him to the FBI, and they did a sting where they would go and found out that this was really happening. This mother, this 24-year-old mother, Natisha Hillard, was selling her baby girls for a couple of bills, and she was okay with it. Now, the part that I don't like, I don't like none of this, but the part that I really don't like, they both received prison sentences. Now, if you ask me, they're both equally disgusting, of course, but you know what? I put the blame more on the mother. I'm sorry, because he only allowed what you let him do. If any man, first of all, I'm never going to have a man around my babies, ever. Female or male, I'm never going to have a man around my children like that. I never did, and I never will. But you allowed this. She was open to this. He seen something in her. And a lot of people were discussing that, yes, she might not be the most attractive woman, but there's probably beautiful women out there that their children may be being sexually abused, if not by their father, by other people in the family, by their boyfriend, or by whoever. That happens too. So a lot of people are basing it, oh, look at the way she looks. He's not a prize himself. But he had to see something in her to just outright say, hey, let me give you a few bucks and let me do this to your baby. He had to see it. You couldn't have told me, let you give me $500 and you could have your way with my child. It just wasn't happening. I believe I would have probably tried my best to have killed whoever that was approaching me like that about my child. But I know one thing, that person would never be around me again. And he was in this woman's life with her child for over a year. They met in 2013. I'm sorry. They met in September 2013, and about 2015 is when I believe this all blew up, and this was all found out thanks to the masseuse. A lot of people, they will find stuff out and and they just won't say anything. I did the story yesterday, the update of, and everybody knows Camille Cupcake McKinney. And when I was talking about the woman that helped kidnap Cupcake, her name was Derek Irisha Brown. I said I get the feeling that she would be a woman that would let a man abuse her daughters. I said that, and I meant it. And she would. Hopefully she hasn't, but she would. She just had that kind of aura to me. To do anything, to go out there and drive around the projects looking for a child unattended. And that's what they did. And they picked this baby up and brought her back to the house. And hours later, she had been sexually assaulted, smothered, and thrown in the dumpster. And if they would have gotten away with it, they would have did it again, most definitely. And her children were taken away from her. So there are women that do that. Please do not comment anything like black women do this, because you obviously haven't looked at any of my videos, or you obviously haven't looked at the news, because it's sad, but all races, there's disgrace in every race. All races, there's stories about all races of women that have sold their babies, and it's terrible. Now, Christopher Bauer, whatever his name is, he gets 55 years. So he's already like 40. So basically, they're saying he will die in prison. Now, he tried to get 30, but the judge said your crime was horrific. The judge couldn't give him 30 because that's what he was trying to get. He had told the court at first, and the FBI and whoever, the authorities, he had told them that all he did was take pictures, but they scrubbed his laptop and they saw, no, he was having full out intercourse. So they're like, no. He was not getting 30, so he will be dying in prison. Now, as for Natisha Hillard, she was about 25 when she met him, 27 when this all blew up in her face. And they gave her 24 years. 24 years they gave this woman. And it's upsetting because she's going to get out she's going to get out what, 2038? She'll be like in her early 50s, right? 51, 52. That is still young enough to enjoy a good part of the rest of your life. 51, that's too young. She can still have a good life. And it's not fair, because I hope she didn't think for a minute that these babies don't know what happened, especially a 3-year-old and the 4-month-old. There's a way. These children will know. Even the 4-month-old will know that something may have happened to that baby. That baby was violated. Both these little girls was violated, and it is extremely, extremely wrong that she gets to still get out and enjoy her life. She needs to be there forever. We have the internet now. When these girls are about, like the 3-year-old, let's see, the 3-year-old should be at least maybe 12 now, right? At least the 3-year-old is old enough to where she can, if she has a phone, these kids be having, iPads and Apple, they have everything. So this little girl might have a phone where she can Google some stuff and she could see what her mother allowed a man to do. She can see this. They're going to see this. The internet is there forever. She's going to see this. Back in the day, things were hidden. You couldn't find anything. Everything was gossip, word of mouth, and you didn't know if it was even true. But now, everything is right there, literally at your fingertips. She will eventually find out. For all the money that he was making for almost 2.5 years off these baby girls, and he made some money. You can actually research the case file online. He made some money. He owes, I read in one case file, about $60,000, and the children already had gotten some money into a bank account for them. Will they wonder, why is this money here? Why do I have this money? These babies have to go for counseling now. I know a lot of people do not believe in psychology. That's what I have my degree in. It is real. It is real. It is true. And these babies have to go for counseling now. And this is just horrible. I feel for these children and this mother. What kind of person would allow this for some money? Why not get a job? Instead of hanging out with this dude, why not go out there and get a job? There's not much except the detailed story about this gross ass man and this woman. I mean, I don't know if the children have grandmothers, a father in the home. I don't know anything. Like, do they have like a support system is what I'm trying to say. It's just horrible, It's just really horrible. And a lot of what men and women in their adult years are going through is some type of sexual abuse. It does stem from that. Physical and or sexual abuse, even mental and emotional abuse. But that sexual abuse really digs down. It does. And I cannot believe that she's going to be out. She's going to be out. It's already been almost 10 years, And after that, 14 more years. It seems like a long time, and it kind of is. But just to know that she will be able to walk around here as a free woman, that is just so unfair. It is. Thank you.